Hey guys, so if you've ever felt like throwing in the towel because your leather business is just not taking off, you're not making sales, nobody's looking, nobody's even stopping by your social media to visit, or maybe people are stopping by, but you're looking at these other brands that are seemingly doing really well. And you're like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? Like, why are they so successful? So you're like comparing yourself and you're just getting really frustrated because your business is not at the level that you would like it to be at. You're not making as many sales as you want. You're not making as many connections, or you're not getting the followers and subscribers and things like that that all lead to the eventual sale. And you might be starting to think, okay, what is it? Are my prices too high? Is it my products themselves? Are they ugly? Are they terrible? You know, maybe I'm not good enough. But I guarantee you, I can almost guarantee you that it's not any of those things. It's because you are missing one of these three things. There are three reasons why you are not making sales in your leather goods business right now, and I'm going to share those with you. But first, for anybody that doesn't know me, my name is Mary, and I run the Facebook group, the Leather Tamers. We have hundreds of really awesome, experienced leather crafters in that group, as well as total newbies who are aspiring leather workers who want to get information. So if you fall into either of those two camps and you want to learn more about leather work, more about how to sell your leather work, join the Leather Tamers. And I also run the website, The Leather Beast, and I post lots of blog articles like this piece that I'm talking to you about today. And then if you want more tips on how to start a successful leather goods business, click that link in the description there, and that will take you to a page where you can download a free guide that shows you how to do a lot of these things that I'm about to tell you, how to increase your sales and just make sure you have that foundation laid in your business so that you are able to grow and expand and actually sell your leather goods. Hi, Bridget. Thanks for joining. Okay, so these three things. They're quite simple, but so many people miss them. They just don't do them. And I don't know, whether it's because they don't know to do them, they don't know how to do them. So I'm talking about your driving traffic to your website, knowing who your ideal customer is. You've heard me talk about that one a ton. And then also if your website is not reflecting your brand identity properly. So let's talk about these. And I have my notes here. I'm just going to pull those up. So instead of throwing in the towel and totally giving up on a business that can totally be successful, I want you to really focus on these three things that if you change and you implement these into your business, you will start to see more consistent sales, an increase in sales, and just more consistent growth. So first of all, driving traffic to your website. You might be thinking, well, what, I put up my listings, I have a website, I maintain my website, you're telling me I have to drive traffic to it? Yes, you have to drive traffic to your website. Nobody is going to just stumble upon your website. And if they do, you're one of the very, very few lucky ones that have this happen, where their business is just a success without any work being put into it. So you really have to focus on driving your traffic. I remember a couple months ago, someone wrote to me and they were saying, you know, oh, I'm really frustrated, I'm struggling in my business, you know, people just don't really seem that interested in my leather goods. You know, I don't have anyone coming and buying. And so I was like, oh, well, what's your social media handle? Let me look at some of your things. And they said, I don't do social media. And I was like, okay, so that is the first problem. We need to use these tools that are available to us and at our fingertips. He also said he didn't have an email list. Well, these are two huge things that are relatively easy to do at their most basic level. You have to have these two things going in your business. So Make sure you are posting on social media, and make sure you are talking to your email subscribers, building a list, and really building that relationship. And so when I talk about your email list, you want to make sure that you're really focusing on that. Once people get on your social media, then try and get them onto your email list, because it has been proven that the conversions from an email list, an email subscriber versus social media, it's way higher if you are promoting to your email list. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't be doing both. You should still be doing both. You get a lot of different positives that come out of social media too, even if they convert less into buyers than on the email list. So make sure you're really actively driving traffic to your website, because otherwise people aren't going to be finding you. Now, number 2 is, are you targeting the right customer? If you're lacking in sales, it could be that you're just not targeting the right customer. You're targeting the wrong customer. So I know I've said it again and again, but just make sure you know who you're talking to. When you don't know who you're talking to and you're trying to post on social media, you're trying to post on Instagram, you're trying to post on Facebook, you're trying to write emails. When you don't know who you're talking to, those emails and those posts are going to be really boring, and people are either just not going to read them, you know, they're going to delete your email, and they're just going to scroll on by your post on Instagram. You really need to focus on creating messages that really resonate with your audience. And in order to do that, you need to know who it is that you are talking to. So really know who your ideal customer is, and then once you know who they are, craft messages that can really resonate with them. You want that user to be hooked into what you're talking about. You want it to be meaningful to them in order for them to be like, hey, I need to check this out further. Let me click on this link, or let me do whatever it is you're trying to get them to do, whether it's to buy something or just follow you or, you know, subscribe to your email list. So make sure you're targeting the right customer and crafting messages that that customer really cares about. And finally, the third reason why you're not making sales is because your website is not reflecting your brand. So maybe you're someone who is doing, you are driving traffic to your website, and you do know who your ideal customer is, and you are attracting those people. That's awesome. And so as a result, those people are coming to your website. Once they're on your website, it's not like it's this done deal and they're going to be a guaranteed buyer. You have to get them to stay on your website, to really browse your listings and browse your products and what you have to sell. And if your website is ugly, or it's cluttered, or there's a lot of different things going on, whether it's a lot of different options for products or a lot of different links that they can click, buyers can get really confused, they can get overwhelmed, and they can think, I don't have time for this, I'll look at it later, or I just don't like this website. So you really need to make sure your website is reflective of your brand. So, you know, make sure you are using the right fonts and the right colors, and make sure you have a clear direction of what you want that person to do when they get on your website. Do you want them to go right to your email list and sign up for it? Or do you want them to go right to your bestsellers and have them buy something? Or do you want them to read more about you? You know, make sure there is a clear path for them to go, and not just, you know, you're throwing everything on there so that in case they want to do whatever they want to do on your website. You know, make sure it's very, I don't want to say streamlined, but make sure that what you want them to do once they land on your site is very apparent, and it's the first thing that they see. Another way that you can do this if you're not a graphic designer, I'm not either, and that's something that I've always kind of struggled with in my business, is the sort of designing the graphics and choosing fonts and colors and that sort of thing. Even though I design my own leather goods, I'm just not really that great at it when it comes to graphics and doing my own websites, but I do it anyways, and I just try to keep everything simple. When all else fails, just keep it simple and streamlined and clean and neat, and that's the best way to go. But visit other websites, and when you find a website that you really like, something where you're like, ooh, this is really pretty, or this is really cool, or I like how neat this is, take note of that and really look at the elements that are speaking to you, and then use those in your own website. There's this one website that I go to often for inspiration. It's an interior decorator, and she also has a shop page where she curates other people's home goods and things to decorate your home. So her photos are gorgeous, her fonts are gorgeous, like the whole layout. Whenever I'm feeling stuck with how to redesign my website, I go to her website and I think, all right, what am I liking on her website, and how can I kind of take some of these elements and put them into my own website and in a way that it reflects my brand. So those are the three things that if you're not making sales, then you're probably not focusing on those. And if you want to increase your sales, just focus on these three things. Make sure you're driving the traffic to your website. Make sure you know who your ideal customer is and you're speaking to them to get them to go over to the website. And once people get on your website, make sure they're going to be happy when they land there. Make sure they're going to be like, ooh, this is a cool website, or whatever your brand is, whatever emotion you want them to feel when they get there. Make sure that is reflective in your website design. Again, if you want more of these tips, I love doing the leather goods business tips and teaching people about how to really refine their leather goods business and really get it to a place where they're able to grow their sales, increase their following, and really make it successful. Click the link in the description of this video, lucrativeleathercraft.com, and you will find the free guide there. It is the Profitable Leather Goods Business Blueprint. So that's about a 10 or 12 page guide that really goes through sort of some of these foundational elements that you have to have in your business if you want it to be successful and make money and be something that you can really grow and live off of, and then, you know, travel the world and take vacations and do whatever else you want to do as a result of having your own business and the freedom to do that. All right, guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. You can join my Facebook group. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I'll be here again next week with a new video for you. Bye.